Okay, so over break I came up with this idea, this project, this way to get the max out of every single day. I bought a disposable camera on day one with the idea of taking a new photo every single day. And it all kind of worked out perfectly because the disposable camera had 27 exposures and I was home for 27 days. Something about the authenticity of no edits, one take, what you get is what you get inspired me. I knew that some of the pictures wouldn't be perfect, some would be downright terrible, but the hope was to get a few that told a story. This is about those few. Alright, first day on break, Kendall drove down from school. If you ask either of us, you'll hear how hard doing distance while at uni is. It's one of those things that just sucks in the moment. Anyway, I was beyond excited to see her. Long break ahead, lots of stuff to do, time to spend together. First night back, we walked down to Pioneer Market Christmas tree. Kind of tradition at this point. There is this big gingerbread house down there and tons of other festive stuff. I wanted to get a selfie of the two of us in front of the Christmas tree. I am so happy this one came out. Big flash from the camera, which nearly blinded both of us, but good memory. So my friend Xander is like the king of scams. No, that isn't the right word. He knows how to find the angle. Well, he'd been telling me about this idea he had to go see the Blazers play while getting solid seats. Only problem is, basketball tickets aren't that cheap. Xander had a plan. I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but yeah, we got good seats. It was a good game too. The Blazers won, which is something they aren't usually known to do. So, there's this Instagram influencer, photographer, that my friend Xander and I have found a lot of inspiration from. Jake Guzman. This dude, I swear, finds the most insane, unbelievable locations. So flashback a few weeks when Xander flew out to visit me, we came up with this idea. Let's get in the car and go drive up to one of these locations. Film the entire thing. Bring the drone, make a video out of it. We did that. Up at like 5 a.m. on the road, 3-hour drive to rural Washington, where the tallest bridge in North America resides. We get up there and boom, breathtaking views, sheer drop-offs on either side, and like near perfect weather. We actually got 2 photos on this trip. One of the bridge from the side, looking ominous as heck, and then Xander slyly took another one of me putting on my running shoes. I low-key did not think that either of these photos would turn out, but they ended up being 2 of the best I took. Portland, Nike Town. We have the world headquarters in our backyard. I actually go there all the time over break. Growing up with Nike so close, I mean, I've definitely become a fan. I exclusively run in their stuff. Xander and I decided to go to the flagship store one day. We explored around, looked at all the merchandise, got this great one of the centerpiece up high, and then after blowing an absurd amount of money, took another one of all the gear. Good memory. I knew from the start of this project I wanted to capture a picture of Portland from up high, get that classic city view in on a cloudy, dreary day. The only problem is, I didn't know where to go or what to shoot. I had the idea of somehow attaching the camera to a drone, but I quickly realized that was not going to be feasible. Anyway, days turned into like 2 weeks, and before I knew it, I was nearing the end of break. But finally, the second to last day before I flew back, everything just lined up. I had just gotten coffee with Kendall downtown, we were walking back up the hill, and the view from Vista Bridge was just perfect. This photo turned out great, and is exactly what I think of when I think back on Portland. One of the many, and arguably most competitive games I play with my high school friends is mini golf. We must have visited every location in Greater Portland. My friend Cooper, who went to the Blazers game with us, actually plays golf, something he has tirelessly reminded us of. The dynamic has led to an incredibly competitive nature between us. Anyways, over break we went and played at one of my favorite spots. It was later in the day at this point, and the sun was starting to set. I wanted to snap a picture of Tucker as he was setting up to putt. I got this photo, and the great part is, the flash went off right as he was about to swing. Of course, this led to arguing and bickering over whether or not it was sabotage. That was not my goal, but a good outcome nonetheless. Mexican food. God's gift to mankind, which could literally stop wars if it was presented. Love the cuisine to death, and then some. One of my favorite restaurants in Portland is way out in the middle of nowhere in Beaverton, but the food is great. I wanted to take a couple of my mates there over break, since they had never been. We organized the night, drove all the way out there, waited in a massive line, and ordered. Oh, I'm hungry just thinking about it. So good. This place has a bakery as well. Snap this picture of all the desserts. Okay, and although this photo didn't come out great, I still love the memory and the food. So I do a lot of stupid things without thinking. I have this mantra to live by, jump before you think. Not necessarily something I think others should follow, but it works for me. Well, I had AppleCare on my iPhone, which is this service where Apple will repair your iPhone. I wanted to test it out, so my dumbass thought it would be smart to get a BB gun and shoot the screen like 50 times. It did nothing to the screen, so props to Apple. But then I jokingly dropped it from like waist height and it cracked. Hey, the repair worked, and I got this cool photo of me looking at like 3 phones during the process. The big photo that I wanted from this didn't actually show up at all, unfortunately. I don't know if it was the lighting or if there was something on the lens or what happened, but it kind of would have looked like this. Not everything comes out perfect, but hey, I got the story. Alright, so this one is my favorite of the entire bunch. Last day of break, Kendall was driving back up to uni and it was time to say goodbye. Sad moment for sure. Goodbyes suck every time. I've done it like 5 times at this point. It never gets easier. Anyways, I got this gem right before she was about to drive off. Miss you. There were more photos to show and stories to tell, but honestly, these were the best ones. I loved every part of this experience. The constant drive to find a new moment, the relentless questioning on whether or not the photo turned out decent, just trying to find a way to bring this concept to life. I might make this a yearly tradition. Yeah, I think I will. You can't fake these moments, you can't edit these pictures. What happens, happens. I love that.